Archangel Michael declares, "This is an emergency. A deeply distressing revelation is headed toward your dwelling. The individual who caused you suffering is involved. Please open your spirit swiftly. My cherished child, I urge you to pause everything for just a moment. I require your complete attention right now. I recognize life moves quickly, and I know your thoughts have been burdened. Yet, what I am about to share cannot be overlooked any longer. This is a critical matter. It pertains to someone who inflicted profound sorrow upon you, and something is directly approaching your home, poised to shatter the stillness that has lingered like a shadow at your threshold. I am Archangel Michael. I only speak when commanded by the divine itself, and today I have been dispatched to convey this crucial truth. It is no ordinary dispatch. This is a divine caution imbued with compassion. A period of heart touch is drawing near, and this time it will not be concealed by words or by silence. It will manifest at your door. The person who once brought tears to your eyes when their role was to offer protection. The person who vanished precisely when you needed them most. The one who spoke untruths but never admitted them. Yes, that very individual is finally on the verge of being exposed, and your heart, beloved child, must be prepared. I understand this is not simple to comprehend. I can sense your chest tightening. You are questioning who, when, and what will transpire next. But listen closely. I am not here to instill fear within you. I am here to ready you. Because the forthcoming news is not solely painful. It is also a disguised blessing. What has been hidden is about to be illuminated. Before we delve deeper, take a brief moment to reflect. If this resonates deep within your soul, if your heart's rhythm quickened as you absorb these words, it is not a mere coincidence. Engage now. Yes. Act immediately, for the subsequent message I bring will not be reiterated. Heaven observes who truly listens and who chooses to simply pass by. Your confirmation holds significance. Engage and allow the angels to perceive your attentiveness. Now, let us proceed. The individual who once caused you pain believed you would never fully recover. They presumed you would remain fractured. They were convinced that their absence would mark the conclusion of your narrative. But God held a distinct intention. Heaven vigilantly watched over you. Every tear you shed, I witnessed it. Every night you whispered, "Why?" into the darkness, I meticulously recorded it. But now, a shift has occurred. A written communication. A verbal message, a distinct knock, or even a direct confrontation. It is on its way. It will reveal the truth concerning the betrayal. About what was kept from you, about actions taken behind your back when you were too engrossed in love to question them. And do you know what? The person responsible, they are beginning to experience panic. They realize the truth can no longer be contained. They can sense the spiritual warnings echoing. They understand that the one they wounded is no longer unaware, and they are gripped by terror. Archangel Michael has been sent ahead of this pivotal moment. I have been observing them. I have perceived the guilt in their quietness, the manner in which they avoid uttering your name, the clandestine ways they check on you to see if you have found happiness without them, the way they express regret to others, but never directly to you. But now, they possess no alternative. Something far greater than themselves is poised to unveil them. The truly distressing aspect is that it didn't have to evolve this way. They were afforded opportunities. They were granted insights, warnings, and gentle promptings from heaven to choose the correct path. But they disregarded them, and now they will no longer be capable of concealment. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you, is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. My child, this is not merely about sorrow. It is about resolution. It is about finally comprehending why that particular chapter inflicted such deep hurt. It is about liberating you from the invisible bonds that still hold your heart when you revisit the past. God is preparing you not to collapse, but to ultimately release. If you are ready to receive this divine release and step into your freedom, type Amen in the comments. Let your spirit declare its readiness for this new chapter. Because what is arriving at your dwelling, whether it manifests as a letter, a phone call, a person, or even a spiritual indication, is purposed to open the definitive door so you can step through it freely. You have been seeking clarity from God. This is the response. Not in the manner you anticipated, but in the way you genuinely required. The one who inflicted pain upon you is not only grappling with remorse. They are confronting repercussions. And as they attempt to elude what is approaching, the truth is advancing more swiftly. You may experience anger, perplexity, sadness. That is perfectly acceptable. Allow these emotions to sweep through you like a tempest. Because following the tempest comes the truth, and following the truth comes serenity. But now I request something profoundly sacred from you. Do not close your heart once more. Do not shut the entrance out of apprehension, because when this truth arrives, you will require an open heart, clear discernment, and a spirit anchored in unwavering faith. Your life is on the brink of transformation. Yes, you heard me correctly. It is about to undergo a significant shift, not in the coming month, nor in the next year, but now. There is a precise reason you were guided to this message at this very instant. There is a reason your soul is resonating right now. God is communicating, and the angels are encompassing you. You are not solitary. You never were. Even on the night you succumbed to despair and no one knew, we were present. Even when you screamed into your cushion and declared, "I am finished," heaven heard it. And that is precisely why this message was dispatched, because you merit peace. You merit answers. You merit justice. And child, you merit a love that will not dissipate when circumstances become challenging. If you resonate with this divine truth, liking this video will activate the flow of God's favor in your life. The individual who caused you pain might be reappearing, not with intentions of affection, but because what they concealed can no longer remain hidden. And now they are fearful of exposure. But do not permit their fear to obscure your understanding. Let the truth be your guide. Let Archangel Michael safeguard you, and let your faith sustain you through this ultimate confrontation. Soon you will articulate, "Now I comprehend," and your soul will exhale in profound relief. This is not the conclusion. This is the genesis. Because the heartache that is arriving at your home is also the testament that heaven never overlooked you, and that you were never truly shattered, only being readied. Now, take a breath, remain vigilant, stay resilient, and await, because this is poised to manifest more rapidly than you imagine. And now, as your heart begins to steady its rhythm and your spirit inclines closer, permit me to disclose what I perceive approaching you. Yes, I discern it distinctly. A delivery of absolute truth, enveloped not in paper, but in divine timing. You may hear a voice you believed you would never encounter again, or receive a communication that halts you in your tracks. Perhaps it's an old contact illuminating your phone display. Perhaps it's a familiar appellation, whispered by an unexpected source. But however it arrives, grasp this truth: it is divinely guided. You did not conjure the suffering. You did not exaggerate the quiet. You were not excessively sensitive. You were correct to experience what you felt. And now heaven is supporting you. The one who caused you distress, they are undergoing a confrontation, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. They are being drawn into a situation where they must acknowledge their actions, because truth invariably comes knocking. And child, it is knocking now, not to break you once more, but to bless you with a pure heart and a clear trajectory. Do not be apprehensive about this heartache that is on its way. I know that assertion seems improbable, but the instant you cease to dread it, you will sense your inherent power returning. The power that was gradually eroded by uncertainty, by prolonged waiting, by questioning your own sufficiency. Let me state this unequivocally: you were not merely enough. You were more than they were capable of managing. That is why they fled. That is why they fabricated falsehoods. That is why they hid. Because when someone witnesses the luminescence of your soul and recognizes they cannot equal it, they attempt to undermine it. But they overlooked one crucial detail. God never leaves his child in perplexity for an extended period. He allows it to endure just long enough to grant them an opportunity to atone. And when they fail to do so, he intervenes. And that is precisely what is unfolding now. God is taking action, and so is the truth. Archangel Michael has his sword unsheathed, not for inflicting harm, but to sever connections that are no longer in alignment with your soul's intended purpose. Because you have surpassed betrayal, you have surpassed deceit, you have surpassed waiting for someone to treat you with dignity. My child, a celestial being has been observing you closely, a soul who once harbored profound love for you, perhaps a grandparent, a dear friend, a parent, or someone who transitioned with affection for you in their heart. They have been communicating with you through dreams, sending omens you may have disregarded, repetitive numerical sequences, melodies on the radio, sudden insights that seemed illogical until now. They are alongside me, assisting in your preparation, because this heartache that is approaching, it is not punitive, it is a liberation, it is divine disclosure. You are not the same person you were when you were wounded. You are no longer that fragile. You are not powerless. In fact, you are on the brink of entering one of the most potent periods of your existence. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. But God cannot bestow blessings upon what is enshrouded in deception. Therefore, He is purifying the atmosphere, and regrettably, sometimes truth manifests as a shock. Sometimes the individual you hold dear is the very one who caused you the greatest pain. And sometimes the acknowledgement never issues from their lips but from God in the guise of truth and rectitude. You are soon to hear something significant, and when you do, I need you to recall this message. It was never about retribution. It was about harmonization. God is bringing your life into perfect alignment. Subscribing to this channel will activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life. And if something or someone cannot accompany you into the subsequent chapter, He will remove them. Irrespective of how deeply you cared for them, I know you are already sensing the shift, that peculiar unrest in your abdomen, that breath you hadn't realized you were holding, that emotion surfacing within your chest. Allow it to rise. Permit it to move through you. Let it prepare you, because I assure you, what is to follow is not a collapse. It is a rectification. And rectifications are invariably succeeded by clarity, and clarity is followed by fresh starts. My child, this is not a penalty for you. This is your safeguard. This is your destiny manifesting. This is your opportunity to grasp why every event transpired as it did. Even their silence served as an answer. Even their betrayal played a role. Even their rejection was a redirection. And now God is inscribing the concluding sentence of that chapter. But He is not doing so covertly. He is doing it directly before you, so that you never again question your inherent worth, so that you never again believe loyalty implies condoning disrespect, so that you never again settle for anything less than the love He knows you rightfully deserve. Sharing this prophetic word will activate the anointing and share that breakthrough with your network. And now I utter this with the full backing of heaven. Remain tranquil. Preserve your inner peace. Do not pursue what is receding from you. Do not engage in arguments with anyone regarding their past actions. Do not linger by the entrance. Simply extend your hands and accept the truth that is arriving. Because the very individual who believed they evaded consequences for harming you is about to encounter the precise justice of heaven. And you are destined to ascend. You are destined to be emancipated. You are destined to grow stronger. You are destined to attract a different kind of affection. One that requires no concealment, no extensive healing, and no profound sorrow to feel authentic. You are destined to smile again, to laugh again, to love again, but this time with an individual who truly merits your soul. And that, my child, is why this heartache must arrive. Not to shatter you, but to complete your healing, to finalize your liberation, to purify your heart. Now breathe once more. Do you perceive that? That alleviation of burden? That is my presence. That is Archangel Michael. I am with you. I will stand guard at your entrance when the truth materializes. I will interpose myself between you and anything that dares to inflict pain upon you again. I will whisper when it is appropriate to speak and proclaim when it is time to depart. But I will never forsake you, because your narrative does not conclude in sorrow. It commences in truth, and truth is nearly at your doorstep. So let your heart remain open, even if it trembles. Let your soul listen intently now, because what I am imparting to you is enveloped in both a warning and a blessing. The individual who wronged you assumed that time would obliterate their deeds. They thought distance would obscure their intentions. But the gaze of God penetrates deeper than human apologies, and no secret remains indefinitely hidden. The period of concealment has ended for them, and for you. You are being summoned into the light, child, and the light is not gentle when it reveals what has been perpetrated in the shadows. But it is benevolent. It is just. It is sent by heaven to ensure that your forthcoming season of love, joy, and divine favor is not constructed upon precarious foundations. It is constructed upon truth. You deserve to know the complete account, and God is poised to furnish you with the missing component. If you are ready to receive this full and sacred truth, write I am ready in the comments below. Let your declaration resonate with heaven's timing. You may shed tears. That is entirely acceptable. Let every tear serve as a release of accumulated burden. Let your anguish flow forth like water being drained from a vessel that has been excessively full for too long. Because once it is emptied, God will infuse it with tranquility. He will pour something novel into your being, something sacred. This individual who once trifled with your affections, they are now being influenced by the passage of time. They believed they possessed more of it. They believed they could keep you perpetually perplexed. But time is no longer their defense. Now it is your weapon. Time is now aligned with you, and it is bringing rectification to your threshold. You will hear something astonishing. It might be a disclosure from someone close to them. It might be a message relayed to you by an individual privy to the facts. It might be their own desperate voice attempting to elucidate what can no longer be justified. But whatever form it assumes, do not allow it to diminish your self-worth. Because even if they declare they still cherish you, even if they arrive weeping with remorse in their gaze, recall this: love without truth is manipulation, and you, child of God, are not a being to be manipulated any longer. You have matured. You have offered prayers. You have sat in quiet contemplation and questioned the heavens why. And now the heavens are responding with something more resonant than you anticipated. The truth. Your healing is not subject to compromise. Your future will not be jeopardized for transient emotions. You are not destined to be drawn back into a cycle of almost, perhaps, and not quite. This heartache is sacrosanct because it marks the final occasion your soul will bear this specific wound. You are not reverting to that prior state. You are not re-experiencing this lesson because God is successfully completing the test for you. He is concluding what you were unable to finish independently. And I, Archangel Michael, am maintaining watch over your dwelling. Even now, as you absorb these words, your energy is transforming. Even now, your angels are encircling you, soothing your breath, purifying the atmosphere around your spirit. The heaviness in your chest, it is dissipating. The confusion within your heart, it is receding. The fear in your mind, it is fading. Because what is approaching is not solely sorrow. It is truth that will bestow freedom upon you. You are not meant to be anyone's secondary choice. You are not meant to be loved surreptitiously. You are not meant to be remembered only when they experience solitude. You are meant to be chosen completely, openly, emphatically. And the individual who caused you pain, they did not possess the capacity to embrace that kind of brilliance. But now they comprehend what they have relinquished. Yes, that is what is coming to your house. Not merely a painful revelation, but the realization that someone is finally acknowledging what they released, and it is irrevocably too late. Child, do not obstruct your blessings by clinging to what fragmented you. Allow this truth to enter. Allow it to purify the space. Allow it to prepare you for the joy that awaits just beyond this moment. God is not divesting you of something. He is reinstating something to you. Your fortitude, your perspicuity, your tranquility, your divine prerogative to declare, "This is no longer for me." There is an individual out there who will never cause you to question your position. There is an individual who will not retreat when circumstances become arduous. There is an individual who is currently praying for a heart akin to yours, and God is guiding you toward them. But before you can encounter them, this particular chapter must conclude, and it will very soon. Prepare yourself, observe, listen. Something is about to arrive at your door, and once you unseal it, you will never be the same. The truth is approaching. The one who wounded you cannot impede it. The angels are conveying it now, even as you breathe. Heaven is actively moving, and you, beloved, are ascending. And now, cherished one, as we approach the culmination of this message, the divine truth you were destined to receive, I need you to grasp this with absolute clarity. The individual who caused you pain is already experiencing the gravity of their actions. Not because they have suddenly evolved into a superior person, but because the spiritual safeguarding over your existence is rendering their soul restless. They cannot find repose as they once did. They cannot move unhindered without perceiving observant eyes upon them. Not human eyes, but celestial ones. Every falsehood they uttered, every vow they broke, every instance they made you feel insignificant, it has reverberated in the spiritual domain. And now that echo is intensifying into thunder. That is why you have been sensing a distinct energy in the atmosphere. That is why disconnected recollections have been resurfacing. That is why dreams have been vivid and your emotions more profound than usual. Because the angels have been gently preparing your spirit for this. For the instant when truth would present itself at your door and inquire, "Are you ready to cease suffering? Are you ready to abandon the pretense of being well when you were not? Are you ready to embrace that you are deserving of more?" This is that opportune moment, and it is sacred. The message destined for your dwelling, perhaps in the form of a written note, a spoken word, a familiar countenance, or even a silent comprehension, is not accidental. It signifies a divine culmination. The individual who caused you pain might still endeavor to charm you. They may employ the same old phrases, the same gentle tone, the same seemingly wounded gaze, but you will not succumb to it this time, because now you are aware, now you discern, now you comprehend that genuine affection never leaves you in doubt, never makes you feel the need to earn it, never observes your suffering and remains silent. This is not about retribution. It is about your divine redirection. Heaven never needed to punish them. Heaven simply needed you to awaken, and you are awake now. Finally, you may experience emotions surfacing after absorbing this. Allow yourself to shed tears if necessary, not because you are frail, but because your spirit is finally undergoing a profound cleansing. This marks the commencement of emotional emancipation. You have harbored them in your heart for such an extended period. You attempted to forgive them, even when they displayed no remorse. You tried to believe their silence stemmed from mere confusion, not negligence. But now God is revealing to you precisely what it was, and it was not love. It was fear. Fear of your luminescence, fear of your inherent worth, fear of your destiny unfolding without them. But guess what? You are still standing. You are still evolving. And the narrative they abandoned, God is rewriting it without them on the final page. You are not lagging behind. You are not fragmented. You are blessed to be separated from what you hadn't even recognized was impeding you. So, embrace this heart-touch that is approaching and rise with it. Do not flee from it. Do not suppress it. Do not implore the pain to cease. Permit it to occur. Permit the message to arrive. Permit the truth to materialize. Permit the confrontation, the confession, the revelation to unfold. Because after it departs from your threshold, you will traverse with greater lightness. You will love with greater intensity. You will live with true freedom. And the individual who caused you pain, they will observe. They will feel. They will recall the instant they forfeited the one person who cherished them beyond measure. But you will heal, and you will no longer retain affection that merely bruises you. You will only accept affection that constructs you. My beloved, I, Archangel Michael, speak not merely as a messenger, but as your divine protector. And I declare with all the authority bestowed upon me from heaven, you are not isolated in this. You are not destined to endure perpetual suffering. You are being set free. Even now, a transformation is already commencing. Hearts are being stirred. Discussions are transpiring behind closed doors. Perceptions are being illuminated. And your name resonates on the lips of heaven. Allow this heart-touch to come. Allow this narrative to conclude. Allow the truth to reverberate, because when it does, you will step into a new epoch. Not with trepidation, but with fervor. The fervor of knowing your authentic self. The fervor of never compromising again. The fervor of divine identity. The fervor of being seen by heaven and designated for joy. This is not the conclusion of your romantic tale. This is the genesis of the chapter where you are reciprocated fully, openly, without hesitation, without harm, and without reservation. So when the summons arrives, when the communication appears, when the voice falters on the opposite side of the truth, remember this. You do not require their apology to be complete. You do not require their return to be whole. You only require one thing, to affirm God's blueprint for your tranquility. Close your eyes. Absorb this very moment. You are ready. This was your divine sign. Archangel Michael was dispatched to convey what your soul already knew. It is time to release. It is time to heal. It is time to exist in truth. Let it come. Let it ache. Let it mend. Let it emancipate you. The truth is arriving at your dwelling, and your freedom is entering directly in its wake. And now that you have heard it, now that your spirit has registered the tremor of this divine warning, wrapped in light, remain with me. Do not avert your gaze. This is not merely a message, it is a mirror. It is not merely a prophecy, it is permission. Permission from heaven for you to finally relinquish what has been silently stifling your happiness. Because what is poised to unfold, this distressing message that is approaching your home, will not devastate you. It will unveil you. It will reveal the aspects of you that persistently forgave when you were the one bleeding. It will reveal how profoundly you have been loving, even when you were left in obscurity. It will demonstrate precisely how much you were prepared to endure silently, patiently, faithfully, but no more silence, no more anticipation, no more guarding their secrets at the expense of your inner peace. Heaven has witnessed everything. The tears you discreetly wiped before anyone could observe them. The smiles you feigned so no one would pose inquiries. The nights you gazed at your ceiling, replaying recollections, questioning if perhaps it was your fault. But it was not. And now the truth, yes, the absolute truth, is en route. The heartache will arrive disguised as news. It will come wrapped in the tone of someone you once confided in. It might deeply unsettle you. It might feel as though the ground beneath your feet is shifting. But do not panic, because that is not the foundation crumbling. Those are the chains. And child, Chains are destined to break. You are being liberated from the trauma, liberated from the deception, liberated from the conviction that you are only worthy when someone else affirms it. You are worthy because God rendered you worthy. And no one's betrayal can ever alter that truth. They might have derided you when they departed. They might have boasted when they walked away. They might have imagined you would crumble and plead and lose your inherent brilliance. But you did not. You persevered. You evolved. You transformed. And now heaven is honoring your suffering with unequivocal clarity. This heart-touch is not sent to chastise you. It is sent to validate you, to confirm what your spirit inherently knew, that you were never the underlying issue, that you were never excessive, that your affection was not squandered. It was pristine, and the individual who mishandled it, they are about to learn the true meaning of losing something irreplaceable. Do not respond to them with fury. Do not react with wrath, because your healing will be more resonant than any words you could utter. Your tranquility will echo longer than any apology they will ever proffer, and your silence, imbued with strength, will be the most potent sermon they will ever encounter. Heaven is summoning you to an elevated plane now, a place where betrayal cannot penetrate, where manipulation cannot pursue, where you are finally secure within the embrace of truth. Archangel Michael has already positioned his sword in the spiritual realm, not to engage in combat, but to sever the spiritual bonds that have kept you ensnared, because you are not meant to exist in ambiguity. You are meant to walk in certainty, and child, that certainty is accompanying this message. Prepare yourself emotionally. Prepare your heart, because once the truth enters, it does not depart in the same manner it arrived. It transmutes you. And this is your season of transformation. They presumed they concluded the narrative, but they merely composed the initial chapter. The remainder, God is authoring it now, and He is composing it for your ultimate good. So when the doorbell chimes, when the message materializes, when the person who disappeared attempts to explain, stand tall, not with arrogance, but with inner peace, not with conceit, but with innate power. You no longer need to substantiate anything to anyone, because God is demonstrating something through you. He is proving that no act of betrayal can thwart a destiny, that no heart-touch can nullify a purpose, that no silence can efface a divine calling. And your calling transcends this pain. Your future is more expansive than this present moment. Your soul is primed for release. Do not close your eyes now. Do not anesthetize this segment. Traverse through it, even if it causes discomfort, even if it stings. Because what awaits on the other side of this heart-touch is something you never anticipated, but always yearned for: authentic love, profound tranquility, deep joy, precise direction, and an open heaven. But you must relinquish what wounded you. You must embrace this heart-touch as a sacred communique. You are finished with mere survival. Now you step into abundance. I, Archangel Michael, impart one conclusive truth as I bring this message to its close. This heart-touch may feel like a termination, but it is truly an invitation. An invitation into the subsequent iteration of yourself. The one who is not tethered to past suffering. The one who is not haunted by what-ifs. The one who does not await external validation of their worth. The one who finally, completely, fearlessly lives. You are prepared. You are safeguarded. You are shielded. You are divinely chosen. So permit the heart-touch to arrive. Permit the truth to manifest. Permit the old to be consumed, because you, beloved, are poised to ascend from these ashes, and your radiance will be perceptible to both heaven and earth. And now, as the atmosphere shifts around you, as your heart begins to unfurl like a blossom touched by the initial gentle light of dawn, let this serve as your sacred affirmation. You were never intended to bear all this sorrow in isolation. The burden was immense because your affection was profound. But even profound affection requires reciprocation. It needs to be cherished. It needs to be returned. And what you offered was unadulterated gold. Even if they treated it as insignificant dust, even if they departed without a backward glance, even if they acted as though your heart held no importance, it did. It still does, and heaven witnessed it all. That is why Archangel Michael was sent to you, to deliver not merely a message, but an impetus for healing. What is arriving at your home will feel weighty, but only for a brief interval, because truth never remains heavy for long. Truth does not burden you. It elevates you. You will begin to perceive indications after this, not just signs in the firmament or on your mobile device or within dreams, but signs embedded within your very being. You will feel more robust. You will cease overthinking. You will stop habitually checking your phone, awaiting their name. You will stop questioning if perhaps you were the one who erred. Because the message that is about to materialize will eradicate all doubt. It will corroborate what your soul softly conveyed to you in moments of quietude, that you were always sincere, that you were always loyal, that you were always authentic, and they were not. You will witness them attempting to distort the narrative. You will observe them attributing blame to timing or perplexity or someone else. You will hear their explanations, but do not permit their voice to obscure God's, because God is not confused, and neither is your soul any longer. Do you know what lies ahead? Peace. Finally, not the kind you fabricate for others, not the kind you have to convince yourself of, but genuine peace. Peace that arises when the heart comprehends it no longer needs to carry an individual who deliberately chose to depart. And even if they reappear, even if they implore, even if they articulate everything you once longed to hear, you will possess innate wisdom. You will discern if it is authentic. You will discern if it is too late. You will discern whether to open the door or to keep it sealed. And that profound knowing, that serene clarity, it is a divine endowment from God. This is not about seeking vengeance. This is about achieving liberation, because you, beloved, are being elevated. You are being extricated from recurring patterns. You are being shielded from hindrances. You are being positioned for something grander. And that implies that individuals who are still operating on a limited scale cannot accompany you. They were granted their chance. They possessed your unwavering fidelity. They held your heart, and they cast it all into the flames. But you ascended from it. You ascended with enhanced insight, heightened awareness, and greater fortitude than you have ever possessed before. And now you are on the precipice of becoming a version of yourself that no one, not even the one who caused you pain, has ever witnessed. You are going to radiate differently after this heart touch. You're going to articulate with increased potency. You're going to cherish yourself more deeply. You're going to gaze into a mirror and finally declare, "Now I truly understand who I am," and you will mean it. No more ambiguity. No more emotional subterfuge. No more relying on someone else to validate what God has already affirmed within you. This is the ultimate tempest before the sunlight. This is the door closing before a new one opens. When the news arrives, permit it to come. When the truth is disclosed, permit it to speak. When the H in your heart resurfaces, permit it to rise, and then permit it to dissipate, because healing is not about never experiencing pain again. Healing is about finally grasping that pain does not define you. God is authoring your subsequent chapter, and He is no longer employing the ink of betrayal. He is inscribing it with joy, with liberation, with affection so genuine it does not wound, it mends. And the individual who caused you pain, they will witness your ascent, and they will realize too late that heaven was perpetually on your side, that the affection they discarded was the affection they will never discover again, because you were never commonplace. You were divinely designated, and now heaven is reassigning your tranquility, your joy, and your destiny, not to them but to you. This heart hatch is heaven's method of signaling that you are now complete. You have successfully navigated the trial. You have persevered long enough. Now it is time to soar. Release. Welcome the light. Allow genuine affection to find you, and never again conflate suffering with purpose. Your purpose is grander. Your calling is more resonant, and your appointed time has finally dawned. Sharing this prophetic word will activate the anointing and share that breakthrough with your network. The individual who caused you pain will endeavor to make contact, but by the time they do, you will occupy a distinct space, a more elevated space, a space they cannot access, because healing has uplifted you. You are not the person you were when they departed. You are not the person you were when they spoke falsehoods. You are not the person you were when they compelled you to doubt yourself. You are someone new. You are someone whole. You are someone free. If you are ready to embrace this profound transformation and step into your complete liberation, declare Amen in the comments. Let this be your final seal on what God is doing for you. And now, as the final segment of this divine message settles into your spirit, take one last profound inhalation. Exhale their name. Exhale the pain. Exhale the uncertainty. Because you are stepping into a new chamber now, and it is a chamber where only truth can reside, only joy can respire, only divine affection can endure. The heart hatch is not the conclusion, it is the portal. And child, the portal has opened. And now, as your spirit finds repose in the warmth of this truth, I wish for you to perform a simple yet sacred act. Place your hand over your heart. Simply feel it. That is not merely a heartbeat. That is a pledge. That is the resonance of life continuing its forward progression, of your purpose still unfolding, even when individuals walked away. That is the sound of a soul that has withstood every attempt to silence it. You did not merely survive the heart hatch, my beloved. You were revitalized through it. The tears you shed did not go unnoticed. They irrigated the soil beneath you, and what is now burgeoning within you. This resilience, this serenity, this burgeoning clarity, it is the fruition, a sacred fruition from every seed of sorrow that you surrendered to God, and now you are about to witness what heaven has been cultivating in silence. The distressing message that is approaching, it is not here to chastise you. It is here to impel you, not into additional suffering, but into tranquility. Because sometimes tranquility manifests only when every falsehood finally scatters. Sometimes tranquility follows the fragmentation. And now something hallowed is occurring. You are not just mending. You are being summoned to a superior iteration of yourself, called to release the version of you that waited, lamented, and agonized over whether they would ever recognize what they forfeited. They do now. They are already sensing it. That is why they are restless. That is why they continuously monitor your energetic presence in silence. That is why they contemplate you at unusual hours, because their soul comprehends what their pride still attempts to gainsay. You were the one. You were the sanctuary. You were the light they never grasped how to cherish. But now that light is no longer faltering. It is radiating intensely. You are a divine blaze heaven has rekindled, not to scorch others, but to warm your own being. And when this message, this heartache, arrives at your door in the form of a confession, a startling truth, or a divine revelation, permit it to enter. Not to demolish you, but to remind you that even sorrow, when viewed through the perspective of God, becomes a sacred turning point. You will feel, you will ache for a brief moment, but you will not break. Not this time, because now you know. You know that resolution does not always come through spoken words. It arrives through awakening. It arrives in the instant you finally cease blaming yourself. It arrives the moment you no longer require them to admit anything, because you have already understood everything. You are your own resolution now. You are your own healing. And what is to follow will feel lighter. Because, my dear one, after this message is received, you will sleep differently. You will dream differently. You will traverse rooms without pondering who is still thinking of you, because you will be contemplating yourself. Not them, not the past, not the pain, just you. And that is the moment heaven has been anticipating. The moment you fall in love with your own freedom. Let the truth arrive. Let the heartache to articulate itself. Let the pages to turn, because this chapter, the one where you were wounded, perplexed, waiting for someone to return, is concluding, and a new chapter is commencing. One that begins with you awakening daily and not hoping for their return. One where you awaken and offer gratitude to God that they departed. Because had they remained, you would have never encountered this version of yourself. The version that declares, I cherish myself too deeply to remain where I am not honored. I prioritize peace over their presence. I prioritize healing over historical pain. I choose me. And so, Archangel Michael stands at the threshold of your metamorphosis, sword in hand, light radiating behind him. And with every pulsation of your heart, he imparts this truth into your soul. You are free now. You are cherished now. You are supported now. And you are not reverting. This heartache, it is the ultimate farewell you never had the opportunity to utter. It is the unspoken truth finally being articulated. It is the divine resolution you were promised but never received until now. It may arrive tonight. It may arrive today, but it will arrive. And when it does, do not be afraid. Do not close the entrance. Do not conceal yourself from it. Stand motionless. Inhale deeply and declare within your spirit, I am prepared. I am done bearing what was never truly mine. I release them. I release the narrative, and I return to myself. Because from this moment forward, it is not about what caused you pain. It is about what is mending you. And you, my beloved, are healing rapidly, so rapidly in fact, that soon you won't even recognize the version of you that pleaded for meager scraps of attention from individuals who were never meant to safeguard your heart. Because a new affection is emerging, a new purpose is awakening, and it necessitated this heartache to clear the pathway. You are not forsaken. You are not overlooked. You are not adrift. You are discovered. You are perceived. You are sustained. You are chosen. Permit the news to arrive. Permit the heartache to enter, because after it recedes, you'll be standing beneath the clearest firmament your soul has ever known. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go, through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's take a moment to reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is not a stroke of luck. It is a direct message from Archangel Michael to you. He's extending his hand and inviting you into a protected, high-vibrational community where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This sacred principle is very simple, but it can change your whole life if you follow it. You won't just receive blessings. They will be multiplied and flow into every part of your life. By accepting this invitation right now, you are unlocking immediate, early access to powerful content and divine insights that are hidden from the general world. Now is your chance to enter a sacred space where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this sacred moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join Archangel Michael's inner circle immediately through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the direct, personalized messages that are specifically meant to elevate and empower your life. If you desire to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. And for those who feel called to amplify this work, a link to purchase the guided ebook is available, which is completely optional. But your presence, attention, and energy already mean the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.